Here's the way I see it, John. I think Terrorblade farms. Terrorblade gets to the 30-minute mark. Terrorblade wins. That's the way I'm seeing this game. Like, it's... You talked about the Purge. You've got some magic damage. I don't care about any of that. I don't think they're even going to be able to close the gap against the TB. That's the problem I'm seeing here. I think KB just sits back. He relaxes. He lets Seri initiate with the Mars Arena. And they just never let them get close. It's as simple as that. You're going to get to the point, you have a Dragonlance, you have an Eye of Skadi, you might have a Manta. You sure as hell probably want a BKB on this TB. And at that point, once the Skadi's up, I don't think you can deal with him anymore. That's the way I'm seeing this match. But tell me, John, before we do get into game one, who did come out with the better draft in your opinion?
I'm going to stick to MY. I think their lineup just has better item spikes, timing spikes, better farm spread across these heroes. For Lilgun, it's going to be a challenge to get TA and Gyro to farm up. Now, theoretically, if the TA, Gyro, and the TB are all tied in that word, then you should be better off in Lilgun because you've got two big heroes with the same farm compared to just one hero on MY. Issue is, getting that farm split isn't easy. We've seen lineups this greedy before struggle with sharing the jungle, struggle with pushing towers, taking a lane, to invading that enemy jungle to get that space out. And I think MY is the kind of team to be the ones applying pressure. Lilgun definitely has to watch out for that, as TA, it has to wait for Dragonlance, Desolator, Blink. There's so much that needs to come out from Sanctity before he's ready to join these engagements. Whereas for BB, again, it's just pretty much Phase Boots and Orb of Corrosion, maybe a Javelin into Maelstrom, and you're good to go. It's much quicker for the Ember to buy that space out, and because of that, it's easier to spread some farm around.
Let's see how this game one goes. I mean, we can talk as much about the draft as we want, John, but these two teams, they've got a game plan. They know what they're doing. We'll see what they get done here in game one. Again, a lot on the line for both these teams. Loser will be kicked out of the close qualifiers, and winner will be able to proceed through to the lower bracket finals, which I believe are going to be done tomorrow. As Leonak, he's in very early on. They should be able to lock him down, and it looks like he's going to get punished very hard. He does give the first blood away, and Ace 12 is going to be the one to pick it up on the support void.
Yeah, it's a great start for Lilgun. They managed to get... Good God, River's impossible to look at in red. They managed to get 3 bounties as well. Thank you for changing that. Jeez, that was a bit of an eye-burner.
I like that electric view. That electric blue. I think that's a nice one there.
Yeah, the electric blue is great. The blood red one is the one that really freaked my eyes out. It's like, it just shone too brightly. There's something about the material they used in that river. Anyway, back to the point. I mean, first blood on a Void Spirit's great, and then you can see he's just running Tigger down, really abusing that 8 for Remnant. For the side of MY up top, and they've got the Mars... they've got the Mars and the Mirana combo, so they are running a bit of a lane switch here. Oh no, I'm just very confused today. It's all the math I might have been drinking all week, a bit too much. Still, if they can land a spear arrow combination, it can be scary. But for the side of Lilgun, they can play with a range on X123, and if you do jump in, you have to watch for the magic damage output of Lilgun. This lane's probably one of their strongest. They've got good burst damage coming through from the Gyro early on with a Rocket Barrage, and with Ace 12 just getting some control off. Could be one way to get that done, but you can just see Ace 12 constantly running into Tigger, preventing him from doing much, and Tigger just can't trade all too well there.
He certainly cannot. That being said, like, once Ace 12 has to back, Tigger's going to have free reign over this Void Spirit. So it kind of goes a bit back and forth. We'll have a look at the other lanes as well. You see that mid lane, Sanctity and BB going to be against each other. So they didn't end up going for that mid Void Spirit as we found out in that last pick of the draft. They do indeed go for the TA versus Ember matchup. We've seen this before. While TA can catch up in the jungle, it is still a pretty difficult kind of laning stage when it comes to picking a TA. In that mid matchup. It's not very fun against the Ember. However, bottom lane, Leonak, he's not having very much fun right now as Nomlog. He's chasing down. He's got a chains up, but he won't even need it. He'll go for the Whirling Death. And that is going to be more than enough to burst down the Undying a second time.
Yeah, it's a tough game for Leonak. He fed First Blood. He's dying without using up his entire mana pool, which is the most painful part. Undying, the way you play it now, you really just want to keep spamming decay, run out of mana, then die. And then you're kind of okay with dying. You know, you need to have that presence in lane by casting your spells. Not quite getting that. The aggression coming out from Lilgun's just too on point. Like, they're able to really abuse the disruption, abuse that early damage, and there's not enough damage from MY without Metamorphosis up. Nomlog knows this. He goes for a 1-1-1 build. Leonak can't really just run him down, and even with all these decays coming through now, Nomlog will just get a good percent of his HP back when it expires anyway.
Certainly so. Certainly not very fun here for Leonak right now. Really not really much he can do. It's just a tough lane against the Timber. And you see Nomlog, he's not afraid to just go back and use that Whirling Death on Leonak to really threaten his life. However, Leonak now just going to go back at him. Nomlog's being very aggressive, but he always has that chains to get away. And now Hishi's going to come back, and Leonak might actually be dead. They're going to chains through. They've already got one Shadow Poison. They just need a few more. Nomlog, he needs one more Whirling Death. He doesn't have the mana, though, on the Soul Rip. He's going to save the day for Leonak. Nomlog. Well, that Decay won't hit him. He'll be alright this time.
No, it's good. This time starting to look really good for Leonak with level 2 up. The Soul Rip just giving him a little bit more space to heal up. Unfortunate that they don't really zone out the Timb, but Nomlog only has level 1 reactive, so he's not healing as much as he'd want. Doesn't have the early Ring of Health up yet as well, so you're not really able to get that good HP mark. But at this rate, he's going to be back at 50 when the Decay expires, so he's still going to be at 50% HP, and it's back to the timings of the spells. If KNP had the Metamorphosis right then, they would have been able to find that kill, but it just comes off cooldown now, and all he can do is farm with it.
We're going to have a quick pause out. Looks like Tigger having a few internet issues. He is in the mid lane right now. Just he's been trying to maybe land an arrow onto Sanctity, but as far as we can tell, he hasn't been so lucky quite yet. Sanctity is still top of the CS board right now on that TA. Having a great old time. No real stress for him. In fact, he's ahead of the Ember by 3 last hits, so things are going very well in that sense for Lilgun. They can just keep it up. I mean, they're off to a good start. Every other lane not really going badly either. Like X123, he's doing okay. 18-2 in terms of CS, only 1 behind the Terrorblade. And even the bot lane, like we've seen Nomlog, he's secured a kill into Leonak. He's perfectly fine. They can't bully him out on the Timber. Even with this Metamorphosis from KMP, he's not going to be able to just bully him out. You just got the chains away and you'll be fine every time. As apparently we've got Power Cut. Uh-oh.
Ooh,
I believe that's about
yeah.
Tigger. That's not good news. Let's hope that Tigger's power comes back very soon.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a short interruption. I tell myself that every time it happens to me. It's never that short. So
No.
For MY's sake, hopefully it doesn't take too long. But yeah, when it comes down to it, this lane down bot, I mean, the big spike there for MY was level 2. When they had Solar Rip, Decay, along with Metamorphosis plus a spell on KNP. That was your best opportunity to zone out the Timb. Now with the levels up, it's going to be a bit tougher. Like, again, in that last engagement where Nomlog was running forward, if they did have Metamorphosis, could have ended up well for KNP. But because they didn't, well, they have to kind of deal with the situation. Still, for KNP's part, I don't think he's too worried about not finding kills. As long as he doesn't die, and as long as he's farming, Leonak is doing his job. So he's still getting a decent amount of gold, not as much as you'd want, considering that the Gyro, as you mentioned, is only a CS behind. But it's still a pretty decent spot for the Terrorblade. I think the key hero right now for MY is really going to be BB on mid. Like, it's down to the Ember, it's down to his performance, down to how much he can get out of that lane. The fact that Sanctity is just slightly ahead in EXP and slightly ahead in farm is already good news for Lilgun. They just need to watch for when BB hits 6. As he is going for that Orb of Corrosion, he's likely to go for the Phase Boots as well. And once you have a couple of those tools up, it's going to be relatively easy to look for the side lane rotation and hunt for those kills. And it does look like power's back for Tigger. Good for him. All good here.
Very, very good. Pretty annoying when the power goes out these days. There's disruption. Bot lane, they're going to turn on KMP now. A quick rotation in from Ace 12. Leonak, he can only do so much to help. However, Aether Remnant's not going to land, and now Tigger's rotated. They might be able to turn with a nice arrow. Hishki's going to be careful, and he's going to cop it. A very easy arrow for Tigger and some great patience from the Mirana, as now Nomlog needs to run. Tombstone's been dropped, but it is eventually going to go down to Ace 12 unless they can heal it, but they cannot. Ooh. Maybe now they could go after the Void Spirit, but no. The KMP, he's run out of the meta. He doesn't want to go any further. Unless he lands another nice arrow, but I don't believe he's got the angle for it.
It's a bit challenging. You already got the 1 kill you wanted. You kind of make this a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation as they do get the TP back in on Hishki. So they're going to hold this tri-lane. This is where it feels pretty good to be Undying. The only issue now is Leonak has no mana. He only has a Mango left, so he can't really build those decay stacks up. And without mana, you're basically playing a 2 versus 3, even though you have 3 heroes in, and KNP is going to have to play really safe with his farm here.
That he will. Looks like Tiga will make the rotation back into the mid lane as the Mirana just try to continue picking on Sanctity. Sanctity, though, he really is not suffering whatsoever. The arrow is going to be for the siege creep anyway. This TA, I mean, I thought he might have a bit of a tougher time, but it seems as though BB hasn't been able to apply that pressure you would have hoped to see. Sanctity, he's set for a very good game at this rate. Bottom, Leonak. He got caught out again, and now that means that KMP's been left behind, and he hasn't really got a great way out, but he does quelling the tree and the chains. It's not going to land. He should be fine now. Leonak, however, probably not going to be too happy.
Yeah, at the least it's a reset. If you're an Undying player, you just got to think optimistically. You're back in lane with full mana, so you can actually do something that's tri-lane. Maybe look for a Tombstone play with the decay stacks if they get a bit cocky here.
We'll see. Nomlog, he's taken a lot of decays this game, but none of it's meant his own life going down. But they're going to drop the Tombstone, and now the chains out, and the arrow. This time they might get him, but no, he still chains away. Can they finish him off? Yeah, they can. BB, he'll commit the remnants, and he'll get the job done. Everyone else on the side of Lilgun, they were just kind of occupied with trying to deal with KNP. But he's just fine. They couldn't get the damage up.
Yeah, I think Lilgun's still happy with how these lanes are going, though. Because of all these rotations, bot, Sanctity's having a free time mid. It's basically free farm for X123 up top. He's got a triple stack he can get to work to. A bit of a low spot, but he does have his level 6.
Arrow.
So it's not going to take too long, although...
Yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate miss there from Tigger, but it does happen as Ace 12 now still being chased down. Doesn't have that level 6 and will drop. Leonak looks like he's going to be okay. Only 2 stacks of Shadow Poison, but Nomlog's here now. And you know how much Nomlog loves killing off Leonak. But it's not going to happen this time. He'll keep his distance.
Yeah, it's, again, lots of emphasis down bot from Lilgun to slow down the one win condition of MY, the one big core that they expect to scale into late, and buy time for their own cores. Like, while you're kind of playing tag down bot, killing a support or two, maybe killing the Timb, you're not taking care of the Gyro, you're not really taking care of the TA. They do manage to drop some deep wards now from Tigger, which is important. They're going to be able to keep track of the Ancients coming through here from Hishki and the large camp stacks. They are going to need to make a move out to contest all of those stacks in the jungle. I mean, we already saw the Gyrocopter clear out the top jungle stacks. You are still getting some good farm pace out from Lilgun despite the greed, and that's all they care for. Like, you commit in the Timbersaw at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter. He's still going to do his job regardless.
Nomlog, Arena down. He's got no way out of this one. He's going to have to tank all this damage, but I think he might just be dead, and he is. Even BB shows up just in case they needed the extra damage. Turns out they didn't. He will just remnant right back into the mid lane. Of course, while that's happening, Sanctity has gone to the triangle now, and he's going to start farming up those ancient stacks. Surprisingly, though, there's not that many stacks. You kind of expect a bit more from a Shadow Demon, but you just haven't seen much yet as the arrow is gonna land Tigger. He creates a great angle out, and they've got the TA now. That was a really nice angle there from that Mirana as Leonak. He's just gonna TP immediately, but the stun is gonna be there. Homing missile makes it in time. They'll get Leonak, but can they get BB? He's a much bigger target. TPs are coming in. Ace 12, Aether Remnant is on cooldown. He'll wait it out a little bit. Oh, the Remnant's there, but it's not going to make it. Very nice Aether Remnant from Ace 12. Even Leonak, that homing missile, it just got him in the nick of time before that TP finished.
Yeah, unfortunate for BB, he was out of mana. Like, he had a bottle charge, didn't pop it because he was being chased. I believe he got mana right as he was remnanted by the Void Spirit, so he misses out there. I think the reason there weren't too many triangle stacks is because of that movement out on bot from MY, so there wasn't much time for Hishki to dip into that area. They are hunting X123 now as well.
Oh, that they are. X1, 2, 3. That's your pos 1 gyro. You don't really want to see this guy die like this, but he might have no choice, though. Sanctity is going to intervene. Oh, baby, he's got no remnants. No remnants. You can't do that.
Yeah, he ran out. And now they got Tigger. Ooh, nice disruption.
Leap away, but the damage is incoming. Sanctity, he's going to have enough to finish him off. Meanwhile, KMP, he does take the top tier 1 tower. But I'll tell you what, that Ember death, it's really unfortunate, but you can't go into the jungle and get the gyro like that when you've still got the tier 1 mid and top. As bot lane now, they are going to make the jump in onto Nomlog. They may be able to finish him. Remnants forward, they need more magic damage. They should be able to find it now as the chains are not going to be enough. BB, he'll make up for the last death.
Oh, KNP up top, though.
Uh-oh. Alright, they'll turn it right back around now. KNP with the purge out. They're going to be able to lock him down, and he's going to die. Lilgun down another great trade for themselves.
Yeah, and it looks awkward for both sides considering how these trades are going, but I still feel like Lilgun's having a better time. Look at the net worth lead of Sanctity. He's still above in a good way. Your Gyrocopter is keeping up with the TB, which is the less ideal part, but X123 hasn't been given the ancient stacks. He had to settle with medium and large camp stacks instead, and they haven't really been able to get stacks because of all the activity. Still, TP's up top.
Well, Ace 12 gonna move in. Hishki is there with a disruption to hold down KMP, but he got the reflection anyway to slow down Hishki. And Seri, this is the God's Rebuke, but it won't matter. They'll get the spear out. Eventually they'll get the kill. It is a lot of commitment though, it feels like. But it won't matter too much. They just really wanted some form of a kill inside of MY.
Never refuse.
Yeah, and they kind of bail out KNP, who wouldn't want to die back-to-back. So it's still a fairly good commitment to make just to save your Terrorblade. Still a really even game. 7-8, less than 1k lead coming out for Lilgun. They do need more farm on their gyro more than anyone else, and they still have good control of that top jungle. So X123 just gets the farm up. He's got the Possessed Mask. He feels pretty safe clearing out these stacks. Maelstrom flying out soon for X123. So he's going to have more damage out, but he can actually join some early fights if he wants to, while buying space out for Sanctity, because Sanctity still needs to wait for his Desolator before committing. So you still have one core that needs to farm up. X123 can play with a team, play as 3 or 2 right now, and just try to find some kills. Otherwise, if MY doesn't ward that top jungle, that's where 123 is just going to stay. If no one makes that rotation out, Gyro and TU will just keep farming.
You see Ace 12, he's just kind of guarding his Gyrocopter right now, and that's what you love to see from a support. Just always around your carry, make sure you're there to break the smokes, make sure that X123 is not the one to die. They might make their way over. The lines have been drawn out towards the top lane here for the side of MY. It's going to be rather hard to intervene though. Again, with the Void Spirit around, he's always going to be able to see who's coming. Seri has already been spotted. Ace 12, he's still around. Leonak, he's going the long way around. But Ace, he's still going to be there to break the smoke, I think. Leonak still trying to wrap around. Is going to break the smoke now with the tombstone down. Uh-oh, X123. He'll be chased down, but he's going to go for a TP. Is he going to make it in time? No, the spear. It does get blocked by Ace 12. Get down, Mr. President. Ace 12, he takes the bullet for his teammate. Meanwhile, mid lane, Tier 1 tower dropping. Seri, he's going to be there to try and respond. He will be able to at least defend the Tier 1. But it is already very low. 450 HP now on that Tier 1 mid tower.
Lilgun, they're playing this pre-protect 2 strat really well. They're just trying to protect 2 greedy cores. They are still getting the farm up. And you're only really finding the big support kills. Maybe you kill the Tiramisu a couple times. Again, he's not the biggest factor. Although...
they've got an easy kill there onto the SD. Nomlog, he's going to rush in though. He wants to try and find a return kill here as Tiga is going to get caught out and he's going to die. A nice trade once again from Lilgun. They're going to continue pressuring that mid-tier 1 tower, I believe.
Yeah, They just want that objective taken out, so they've got additional space to farm, limiting the space of the Terrorblade to build up Swallow Ace.
Well, BB has caught out Ace 12. Spear is there. That is a support Void Spirit, but it's well worth getting the kills now. Well, Nomlog, he's still going after that mid-tier 1, regardless of whether his Void Spirit's here or not. But in the end, he will have to back.
Yep. Just buying time here on MY side. They do play with a smoke now. BB's got full remnants up. They could catch a big one. They did see the TA play bot. Sanctity does have his blink up. So he's a bit safer in that sense, but still don't want to lose that TA or risk losing it. Good scan though from Lilgun does mean that they should figure that smoke is coming through. They've got the ward as well, so they know if something's up here.
MTG, or excuse me, rather MY. Damn team tags. Never get updated. Oh, goodness me. They're not going to find anything with the smoke. The smoke going to wear out. They're going to be under vision anyway, so the smoke was very obvious. Take it down. Lilgun, they might go for a counter smoke now themselves. You've got one on Ace 12 if you wanted to pop it. They are very set on trying to get that mid-tier 1 tower, because that's what's going to enable you to start going through the Radiant jungle and slowing down KMP's farm on that Terrorblade. Especially in this meta, Terrorblade is just so reliant on the jungle being available for him that if it's not, he does tend to fall behind as Nomlog now is going to be caught with the chains out. Arrow is there and that should be enough. Very nice pickup now from MY. Perhaps they'll be able to set onto the mid-tier 1 themselves.
Yeah, they can start. They do have the Metamorphosis up, and they should be able to get some good damage off. They are kind of losing space out in the bot, though. Sanctity's going to go for a tier 2 shovel. The defense happens mid. Oh, Sanctity?
Uh-oh. Sanctity in trouble. Arena's down. He's got no way out. Refraction's going to block a lot of the damage. No, he does have a way out. He can just blink. Refraction just doesn't wear off fast enough. Meanwhile, mid lane, however, KMP's gone. Hishki's got the kill. BB, he's going to try and trade, but he needs to get himself out. Arrow, going to be on target. They've got Nomlog, but do they have the damage with the Spirit Vessel? They probably will. Sanctity's going to try and help out, but there's not much he can do as the TA right now. So they lose the TB, but they get a 3-for-1 trade. Still favorable for the side of MY. Just probably, they probably would have rather not lost the Terrorblade if they could have avoided it.
Yeah, I think that Terrorblade loss kind of upsets everything else. Like, you are getting good kills out on BB, and he is making some good coordinated action happen here for the team on MY's end. But Lilgun, they're still kind of working the map really well. They did manage to save their TA this time. The Desolator is coming out soon, because he did go for the blink first over the Deso, and once you've got that full complement of items on Sanctity, he's going to be able to take care of the objectives even faster. That split push down bot, if you commit mid again, that bot tier 2 might just fall, and that's not a very great trade for you.
No, it's certainly not. Still, both teams just going to take it easy for a little bit. 14-10, still a very slight net worth lead the way of MY. And I mean very slight. It's a very even game between these two. You've got KMP though, he's still freely farming up. The same can be said for X123. Oh, of course he gets a Grove Bow as well on this Terrorblade. There you go. We talked about the range, John. He's got a Dragonlance, but now he's got a Grove Bow. It's one of those. It's already going to be hard to catch him out. Now he's got that Grove Bow for that added range. He'll get his talent later on as well at level 25. He's going to be a very happy boy.
Yeah, going to be pretty set. Eventually down the line, imagine if he finds that enchanted quiver.
No.
And then the ballista towards late game. If it does go that late, that would be perfect. I'm watching a projectile fly out from Sanctity right now. It's so funny. When you see an Ember just kind of jump away, it's over here by the trap. Then you just see the Desolator hit.
What
travel
trap,
across
John?
the map? This trap. There you go.
Oh, I see.
See that? It's just going to fly across and poke BB. Always fun to see because it doesn't disjoint sometimes. So there you go.
There
Just
it is,
tracking
ladies.
along.
Some fireworks right there. It's a pretty little sight if you're going to showcase in the trap, John. Very nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, it is.
It is a
Wow.
nice sign. Yeah, it's like a shooting star across some weird world. There it goes. Are you following it, John?
Yes, I am. There it goes. Ooh, good chunk of damage on
Do your
BB,
job, johnxfire. Ace 12, he's going to get caught out. Tigger, no, he's the one getting caught out of that Mirana, but no, never mind. It's actually the Shadow Demon. They have got Hishki, but they lose Tigger. X1, 2, 3. Black Cannon going to be popped. He'll go after Seri, and they'll get the kill onto the Mars. Into KMP, who did pop the meta to try and help out, but his teammates have just died way too quick. And in the end, it's another favorable trade the way of Lilgun.
Yeah, and they get the Tombstone gold as well, 200 gold the way of Sanctity. You have to watch that now, and that was a good spot for it. It's just that the follow-up from MY couldn't really clean up. And Lilgun, they don't have the network lead, but they've got the momentum now with those two heroes dead. They're going to go for that tier 1 mid.
But they are. Nomlok, he's just going to rush forward. I mean, the tier 1's already gone. He's taken a fair bit of damage, and now the arrow is going to land. But do you have the follow-up damage? It doesn't seem like it as the chains don't land either. So Nomlok, he's going to be just fine. Lilgun, they get the tier 1. They even found a DD rune for Sanctity. That'll be very nice for the Roshan later on. And it seems like MY, they've probably just got to take some time out and think about their game plan. Ace, though, is going to get caught by BB. Not the biggest deal, though. That is basically a pos 5 Void Spirit.
Yeah, I think it's just that you're giving these kills towards BB, who again is still building up in this Ember, while the Terrorblade's just farming AFK. So all of this gold coming out on BB's mainly from the hero kills that he's managed to find. He's very close to that Heaven's Halberd, and you halberd up the Gyro or the TA, they're gonna have some trouble. I think the TA in particular has to be the choice, although...
Yeah, spear out, they've got the Timber. No spirit vessel charges flew out. Now there is one Nomlok. He's dropping low in that arena, and they do get him. Lilgun, they all tried to rotate. The best they're gonna get is a Tombstone out of this. I suppose that is still some very nice gold for X1, 2, 3. They are actively choosing not to deny that mid tier 1. I think it's just gonna be a very nice access point for the Roshan for them.
Just, they want to keep their path towards that objective clear because they're the ones with the TA. It's still feeling good for Lilgun. I think MY, though, they're hitting some big spikes. Once KNP gets this BKB on the Terrorblade, you're going to have a hard time locking him in. You still have the Demonic Purge to play with, which is always going to be big. You're going to have to choose your targets at that point, though. Like Hishki, is he going to opt to try to slow down the Ember? Are you going to try to lock in the Terrorblade? Someone's got to make that call for the team. And for Lilgun's part, I don't know if they really want to wait for Sanctity's BKB. It does look like they're just going to take it even slower. The BKB is almost done. Like 500 gold away here for Sanctity. So if they actually get this BKB first in the TA, it's harder for MY to deal with. Like, they just rely so much on the magic damage from their Ember, from the arena to get the lockdown, that it switches over to just fully on KNP's right click, and if he doesn't have that Metamorphosis, there's not much right click coming out from Terrorblade. So it's that weird back and forth timing. However, the BKB for KNP is done first. They will smoke around that.
But they will. Roshan. Be the target. They'll start with the illusions. Maybe just baiting the side of Lilgun forward, and yeah, they were. Ace 12, no! The spear doesn't latch! It basically just grinded against the cliff there, John. Is this Tony Hawk Pro Skater or something? Here we go, arena down. They'll go after the Shadow Demon now, it looks like, but the disruption was there. X123, he's going to be alright. Seri jumps in. No damage is really flying up, but X123, no, never mind. He's taking a lot of damage on this gyrocopter. He's going to die. Nomlog, he's going to try and back, because now Sanctity, he'll go for the team fight. Sunder's there. Nomlog, chains not locking him down. And the fight still works out for them in the end. Could have been disastrous, though, with that start. Chains out again. Spirit Vessel's there. Spear, not going to be thrown out. Just throw it. No. Yules is there in time, and Nomlog, he might just survive. No, baby, he does get the kill. He needs to TP out ASAP, and he has a Heaven's Halberd, apparently, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, there was some misplays coming out from Lilgun in the last engagement. The Heaven's Halberd came up first on X123 before the BKB flew out. He really held on to that first BKB use, and he couldn't get his damage out when he was in a really good spot to leverage his flak cannon.
Ace, I mean, Aether Remnant does catch out Seri. He's got some help coming, but they are still far away. No, never mind, Sanctity. He'll be there with the blink in. However, he's locked down to the arena. Leonak now going to show up with the rest of the crew, and Ace 12. He needs to back the hell out, but he goes back in after Seri, but gets punished. They will still get the Mars, but at what cost? Here comes more, though. X123 is going to try and help out. BB, he's trying his best to avoid the stun. He's still going to survive for now. They won't have the damage for the Ember. So 1 for 1, but certainly favorable to the way of Lilgun. So they got the pos 5 for a pos 3. And now they're going to try and rush a Roshan.
Yeah, they should be able to take this one quick with the Deso and the Melt Strike hits. There is enough damage output here. And the side of MY, without the Mars, it's going to be down to BB to try to sneak in, but he's still going home to refill first. KNP is checking it out by himself, though, but pretty risky spot as Orochi does already go. So a safety net up for Sanctity, but BB.
Yep. Arrow. Oh, nice little dodge there from Hishki. Make sure that Nomlok did not have to take it. Saw a lot of damage flying out, but X123, he's going in onto BB. They've got the Aether Remnant. They want to try and burst him down with the Soul Rip. Is there in time? Leonak, he saved the day at least for now, but BB, he is just not being allowed to walk away. There's Lilgun. They'll keep going. They'll find another. Leonak, he's going to drop on the Undying. Very nice team fight here for Lilgun. And MY, just unable to fight.
Yeah, they're just not in position to do so. Without the Ember, it's very hard for them to find the backline, to isolate out the TA, to get the disarm on either of these physical cores. And when the Age is still up and running, there's no reason for Sanctity to stop. He's just going to go with the tier 2s. That's going to open up outposts for them if they want to just invade the bot jungle. They could start to think about the high ground, but I think MY still has enough power in them that you can't just force yourself up there just yet. It's still finding tier 2 is going to be big. They leave X123 to deal with the bot lane, so they can find 2 tier 2 towers for their trouble. Bot 1 is fairly low because of Sanctity earlier on. Top lane still protected by the tier 1, but MY has no options for defense. They just have to bleed those tier 2s, and it actually looks like Lilgun might be considering a bit of a play. Like, they're still grouped around ramp. They will TP out a couple of heroes though, so probably not gonna commit too hard, but they are finding KNP.
Oh, that's a big target. Aether Remnant will lock him. They've got the Purge as well. They're going to try and bust out all the magic damage, but he's going to BKB TP. If you had a +1 there, that would have probably been a guaranteed kill, but unfortunately for Lilgun, that is not the case.
Yeah, if they had, I think the TA would have probably hammered in that kill, like Sanctity there to right-click down. That would have been it. They are holding the high ground here.
Oh, Sanctity, he's in again. He's onto the Undying. Seri, what's he trying to do here? He has not jumped in yet. He's waiting. Spear is there, though. They've got X123 on the gyrocopter, but he's got the BKB out. He still needs to back, though. He's dropping very darn low. He's trying to run. Seri will be on the chase. Meanwhile, on the backside, in fact, never mind the backside, because X123, no, he wasn't caught. The arena didn't catch him. Spear back, though. They've got Nomlok. Sanctity has also been caught out, and well, it looks like he might lose a secondary life here. So Arrow is going to be right on target, perfectly timed. They'll get him. Another nice spear as well. KNP, he gets a triple. They'll even find Ace 12. They clear them out. And you are approaching that point now, John, where it's going to get very hard to fight into this Terrorblade. And this is without the Eye of Skadi. He's got enough gold for it. And I think once you've got that up, it's kind of impossible to fight every time he has meta.
Yeah, you just don't want to take those fights and when KNP is allowed to just stand back and hit. That was a bit of a mistake from Sanctity. He was trying to dive for the Undying, and he gets punished. Everyone was still around that area. Maybe they felt confident with a vision up. There was already a nice ward out there from MY to spot that out. So they get punished for being overconfident. They lose the Aegis. They're going to lose a tier 2. And the Fortify is there to stall out, but it's low enough that they could still commit here. Still, the TPs are coming in for the defense from Lilgun. That should be enough to force MY out for now. as they're not going to lose anything further. So they get to hold on just a bit more. No Roche for MY to play with, so they really did need that objective to kind of take back some map space. But they've hit the point where the Scotty's up on KNP. He's got the Titan Sliver as well for even more damage and some stat resist. They managed to take back their outpost. Lilgun have to play as a team a lot more. They need to be coordinated in how they jump in. They can't just do that.
Well, they're going to get Tigger. It's something. And it seems like they're going to start pressuring that mid-tier 2 a little bit more. In fact, they might just go back for the outpost instead. BB, he's going to be around that bot lane. Just wanting to push out that last creep wave before he does back with a remnant. They do disrupt, but it's only Hishki here. And, oh, they baited him. Oh, they baited him.
Oh, boy.
They got him good. They found his remnant. I love that little play from Hishki. He disrupts to make him think that there's going to be follow-up. There never was.
Yeah, it's really heads up from Lilgun. That's the coordination we need to keep seeing out from them. Make smart moves like that, get the pickoffs they need to transition into bigger pushes. I'd say at this point, they might just want to wait for the next Roshan, though. So maybe just go for the tier 1 top, tier 2 top as well. Just clear out all the outer objectives from the side of MY. That is going to severely choke out KNP. KNP is still up there, though, as the Terrorblade. 19k, tied up with Sanctity. Has the Crystallis going into the Daedalus now. So he will hit like a truck. They just need to ensure that when they come into these engagements for MY's part, that KNP is protected, that the arenas drop first, that BB's disrupting the backline, and that the Terrorblade's just allowed to take care of the stragglers who are scattered and confused.
Certainly so. Sari's looking to set up in the mid lane again, it looks like, on the Mars. At that point where X123 is very close to that Satanic now on the gyro, and that should help quite a bit. But again, you are kind of buying that into the eye of Skadi of KNP. So some of that life steal is going to kind of just be removed altogether. They may have another fight very soon. I mean, Lilgun, they're trying to force in this top lane. There is some lines being drawn out. A 5-man smoke is there. KP can leave the illusions to take care of the creep wave as they try to loop back into their triangle. Moonlight Shadow up, and oh, they found the perfect target too. They see him. The Observer Ward gets the vision. They're just being very patient to make sure nobody else is around. And there you go, they make the jump in. Instead, they'll go after Sanctity first and get all the damage up, put down. X123, he's gonna try with the BKB, but I don't see it happening. He is healing up slowly, but it is a very slow process. He's gone. That is a perfect smoke rotation out from the side of MY as they even found another. A great spear out from Sari. They've got Nomlock locked down and they'll get another kill. A 4-for-nothing trade. The only person to walk out is the Pos 5 Void Spirit.
Yeah, it's really awkward for Lilgun. Their positioning there just wasn't great. The rest of the team was held in the high ground triangle. The two cores were in the lower ground. They didn't manage to cut off that smoke. Very smart play from MY. That's an outstanding rotation, and Lilgun was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. They're going to lose some objectives here. Mid tier 2 falls, high ground could be pressured. Lilgun, no buybacks except on the Shadow Demon who's respawning anyway, and the Daedalus is up on KNP. So he's going to hit like a truck. No Metamorphosis. They might not want to fully commit, but they're still keeping their bodies around.
Tigger, he's going to jump in after Hishki. They've got some TB illusions, so that should maybe just force them back as Tigger. He may have gone too far, but he's got the BKB, and he'll just TP away. The MY, I mean, they didn't have the meta up any longer. Obviously, a bit of a slower process to get that tier 3 tower. But they're pretty much in full control of this game now. And this is that point I talked about during the draft, John. We're at 33 minutes. I don't think they can do with KMP anymore. It's very tough.
Yeah, it's a difference of splitting your farm with 2 cores and just going all in on 1 core. Like, the lead of KNP is just 3,000 gold, but neither your Gyro nor your TA are just as well equipped as he is. Like, he just does so much more with that one item he has above him. The Daedalus, the Scotty, making all the work happen here. And for the side of Lilgun, I mean, the MKB's up. on Sanctity. X123, he's still trying to save up for the Maelstrom, the Mjolnir into the Butterfly next. The Satanic has been nice, but you called it out. Like, Satanic into Scatty just doesn't feel good. They will smoke up here, though.
Ooh. Arrow actually connects. That'll give the vision. Well, not vision, but rather the sound cue to let you know they're smoked. He's 12. Not going to be happy as they might go for the fight, John. They've got meta back up right now. I think they're more than happy to fight this, and there's no detection. Ace 12, he's going to realize now that the spear's there. They got X123 on the gyrocopter. That's the target you want to go for straight off the bat. They'll take him down. Nomlog, what can you do as a Timber? The answer is nothing, John. You can't do nothing. He's going to try. Leonak's actually going to die to the TP illusions made by the SD, but he does barely survive. No, never mind, he's gone. But it won't matter. Another 4-man wipe. They'll buy back on Ace 12. A spear out straight away from Seri. He has to be careful not to die back right now. They'll even buy back on Nomlog. It looks like the side of M1, I mean, they're happy. There's a Roshan up. No need to go high ground yet.
Yeah, they can just go for the safe play, get the free Ag Shard, get the cheese going. They're going to be in a really good spot once that's up, and Lilgun's forced to smoke and buy back. They need to make a quick move in. They still have their outpost. Seri's just watching that area, though, and this could be a good engagement without the Metamorphosis on KNP, but they lack the numbers.
I mean, this is the best chance they've had. I think even without the numbers, you've just got to go. If you know the meta's not up, this is your best chance so far. But MY, they're not going to give him that chance. And Lilgun, I think you have to force the Roshan.
Yeah, they're camping around the area. There are some good wards here from MY by the ramp side. As long as they don't kind of walk in that area, this Rosh should be able to go. They still have bodies around, though. Seri's around with the Blink BKB. He can kind of interrupt this if he has a hunch about the Roshan, but they're taking it slow here.
They're going to get started. Now they'll know. Moonlight Shadow's out. Nomlog's already losing a lot of HP, but they don't get the right target with the spear. Reflection as well. Going to be very annoying here for Lilgun. As they will just slowly chip away at this dire end. Fortunately for Lilgun, it's looking like a difficult task even to rush the Roshan without the meta up. And they only need to delay it for another 25 seconds because KMP's going to have that meta up in 25. It's not too much time. They're going to keep rushing it. Roshan, very, very low now. It's a few more hits away, but here comes the fight again.
Oh.
Arena is down. Arrow to fly through. BKBs have been popped. Roshan, it's still alive, and they need 7 seconds left for the meta. They're just going to buy even more time as BB. He's jumped in. He's trying to remnant out, but the Purge is there to slow him down, but no, he's all right. And now the meta's back. Enjoy. Lilgun needs to back off right here, right now as KMP. He is just going to work. X123 is trying to run. He just can't escape him. Sanctity now has been full stuffed in as well. That has to be it. There's no buybacks.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Like, they're not quite calling it yet, but the Roche goes, ages cheese, a shard coming out here for MY. They're gonna go hunting again. They catch a pretty nice big one. Last core gone. Nomlog taken off. The high ground's gonna be simple. I think if you're MY now, you can just go tier 4s. There's no need to play for the Rex. Like, Metamorphosis will fade. I don't think it matters. You've got enough damage on KNP to clear these objectives out anyway. We'll see what they opt to do, if they play it safe or not.
He still hits like a truck. I mean, it doesn't matter with or without the meta now. But he is going to go down the safe route. It looks like they'll just secure at least 2 lanes of racks. KNP, no, he's going. He realized now, wait a minute, there's no buybacks. Hishki, he's going to try and buy some time. It won't really matter as Seri will just chase him down himself. Purge out, Arena down as well. The Shadow Demon, the last man standing. Yeah, at the very least.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
That was all at once. I don't think that's a rage quit. I think they just.
No.
I'm pretty sure the internet just cut out.
Yeah, that's just very untimely, unfortunately for Lilgun, but Sanctity does give the GG call. MY very well played to them. Early on, it looked like all the movements they were getting out to save their TV was giving enough space for the TA and Gyrocopter to farm, and for a while, Lilgun did have a slight net worth lead. They were getting some momentum. They found the tier 2s on mid and on bot back-to-back off the Roche play they had earlier on. But I think it all really boiled down to one moment. When Sanctity blinked in where the tier 2 used to be with the Aegis, and the rest of his team was still on the high ground, he blinked in by himself to try to kill off Leonak. And he got punished. He lost the Aegis, the rest of his team fell apart. It was that one small cocky play that made the entire game plan fall apart for Lilgun and gave MY that opportunity to bounce back. MY, very disciplined from them. They knew they just had to keep KNP alive. They had to take so much more activity on their mid Ember this time to make that space happen on the map. He had to go for the Heaven's Halberd build really early on with the Spirit Vessel, but it does pay off. Like, we also saw moments where Lilgun would jump in, they'd take the fight, the Halberd would fly in and get used before the BKBs get popped, and suddenly the DPS moments for the Gyrocopter and the TA just weren't coming out. So very heads-up plays from MY and Lilgun. I think they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. They went pretty greedy with the draft. They still managed to execute it to a certain extent, but they need to kind of shake it up. MY just plays very fast for this kind of draft to really take effect.
Thank you for that, John. We are going to head to a short 10-minute break, but right after that break, we'll be back with Lilgun vs. MY game number 2.